So Detroit Become Human.
Mm-hmm.
Like this game was just like a sensation.
Was a sensation. For me personally, it was also like Kingsglaive was. It was another moment of woof, my career suddenly leveled up, and in a way that was very interesting and new, and it was a game changer for me.
Almost like a portfolio. Like it's that portfolio piece.
I definitely have I guess the old-fashioned term is tentpole games that definitely stand out above the other stuff I was doing. All of which was good. You know, it wasn't like those are the only good things or whatever.
No.
But these games were very definitive in terms of my career path. I'm also most importantly, proving to other people that I can do this, that I definitely have a place in this industry, as well as to myself as well. Because obviously I came from a place of like almost quitting acting, of feeling very distraught, very down on myself, huge imposter syndrome at that point, just broken. And then to have to rebuild yourself back up again takes an awful lot of will and an awful lot of strength. I know I'm saying that looking back on myself, what I went through, I don't think I really took stock of until maybe the last few years, going, wow, I came a long way from essentially being broken in my career and just feeling useless and worthless and very little self-worth in terms of myself as an actor and ultimately as a person, I guess, in many ways, because it's a vocation, not a job, you know? To then going from that to where I am now and the stuff I'm doing, the stuff I'm creating and trying to help other people, et cetera, like that takes a lot. That was a lot. And it was joyous, but it was a lot. And so I think, you know, Detroit was a great moment for me personally, to have the faith that Quantic and David took in me, saying, we want you to play this character, but we also want you to play this character too.
So was that like from the beginning that they were just like, no? So what happened?
Okay, so I've told this story before, but I have no problem telling it again, because it was a real okay moment, because I went up for Gavin Reed. Gavin Reed, who's a East Coast like cop in Detroit and is a bit of a not great person, but actually there's reasons for that, and which I sort of, you know, have canonically in my head of why he's like that, etc., etc. And it's a really fun character to play. Originally, it was just that character, and that character serves as a foil to Connor in a small way, because it just makes you want to root for Connor more. He's kind of a real antagonist in that way, that he's just there to make you feel more. And he's become a character that people really like for some reason. And during the audition, I did a good job on that, because I felt that this is a good job. I knew that David was happy with it. And then during the audition, David Cage started looking at me in a funny way. And I was like, I wonder if there's like, what is he thinking? Like, you know, not flustered, more like, okay. Yeah. And he went, I got this other character. I was like, okay, cool. He wants to try, okay, I want to try out for the character. And he was like, it's the creator of all the androids. I was like, oh, that's interesting. In itself is interesting. And he went, oh, you should try it. I was like, okay, I'd love to. And he goes, can you do it in, like now? I was like, yeah, great. You know, give me the script. As in, I'll go away and read it and come back in. And I just took the script and looked at him. And he was like, oh, you want me to do it like now? Like right now?
Like right in a second, yeah.
Okay, can you give me a minute to read the script? Yeah. So I had a minute to read the script.
Wow.
Literally, I just went, okay, dum, 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 dum. It was a monologue piece. So I was like, okay, well, I can make some strong choices because I have to.
Exactly.
I was like, okay, so, all right. Yeah, let's just try it. Pure gut instinct based on some very quick suppositions I made from the script, from what he told me as well about the character he had envisaged. I just went, okay, well, there's a few people, because I'm very well read, because I'm also very well aware of politics and society, and I'm trying to watch news, I try to keep up with current events, because it's all fuel for the actor. That I was like, okay, well, I know like half a dozen, Richard Branson, Elon Musk, like all the Bezos, all these kind of people, Zuckerberg, all these kind of people that are of the same level that he's at. There's elements of those people I can draw into this. Zuckerberg, you know, Steve Jobs.
Because they would have had like a similar,
There's a similarity of
journey.
Ego
that
runs through all of them.
Yeah.
That was like, okay, that's interesting. I've got some very quick ideas I can play with right now with David. Now, here's the thing. As a trained actor, the one thing it gives you more than anything else is the feeling of competency. And when you feel competent at something, it means you're not insecure to worry about whether people think you're good enough. You have a self-belief. You still get imposter syndrome. But for me in that moment, I had two choices. One was, I have to be good because he's looking at me. And it could have gone horribly wrong and spiraled. Or I could have just gone, which is what I did, which was like, I'm a craftsperson. I've got training. I've got ideas. I've got fuel already. And I'm just going to trust that my gut instinct is good. So I'm just going to go with that. And that's what we did. And then he just went, okay, well, let's play two characters. It's like, cool.
Amazing. Yeah. Perfect.
So that was down to David. David was very sweet and offered that up, and I got very lucky. I got to play Gavin Reed and Elijah Kamsky.